Hello. Is everything working? I hope it is, because yeah. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Bonjour to any French people who are watching. Uh, yeah. New live stream. It always feels like ages every time. I haven't done a live stream for about a week. It feels like about a year since I've done the last one, but it's always just about a week. But yeah, so we got quite a lot of horror news in the last few days, last week or so. Yeah, I'm really excited because there's loads of horror news. I'm also kind of upset about Crystal Lake, but But yeah, let's actually get into the first thing that I wanted to talk about, which I saw while I was scrolling through Blended Disgusting yesterday. So, Jay Hernandez, aka the guy from Hostel and the guy from Suicide Squad, is making a movie. Yeah, that Jay Hernandez. He's making an actual movie and he's directing it. And it is called Night Comes. And it's going to be starring Daphne Keane. Now, I think that this is just going to be really, really cool. I really, really like Jay Hernandez. I think he's going to be a great director. And the plot currently goes like this. Night Comes unfolds against the backdrop of a cataclysmic event that threatens to engulf humanity. Two sisters manage to escape the horror only to find themselves thrust into a perilous struggle for survival, tasked with a mission that holds the fate of mankind in the balance. Now, I am very excited for this movie for two reasons. I accidentally held up only one finger there. Two reasons. So, number one is because I'm a huge fan of Jay Hernandez and I just think he's a cool guy. And number two, because, well, I like new horror movies. I'm a big horror guy, if you couldn't tell. Just in case you couldn't tell, But yeah, moving on to the next bit of horror news that I wanted to talk about, which I just think is kind of confusing and cool at the same time, but mainly more confusing just because it's just is kind of unnecessary. So a new Jordan Peele produced horror movie, which is going to be called Goat, has had its name changed to him. Now, the movie seems really cool. It's going to star Marlon Wayans. I'm a huge Marlon Wayans fan. I love his style of comedy. But I don't really know why they changed the name. I guess that Goat was just the working title of the movie. But yeah. Let's actually talk about the plot description. So, set in the world of football, him is being described as a blood-chilling journey into the inner sanctum of fame, power, and the pursuit of excellence at any cost. So Jordan Peele's producing the movie, and I think it's just going to be a great time. I am very excited for it, but at the same time, I'm kind of just like, how many horror movies are going to come out each year? How many am I going to have to review? But it's Marlon Wayans, so I'm really excited. I love scary movies. But yeah, moving on. Just talking about something which I could care less about, but I know a few people will probably care about because they played the games I haven't. They're making a Poppy's Playtime movie. I've never played the games. I don't personally care for them. I've never played them, so I have no real interest in the movie at the moment. But it's being made with Legendary Pictures. I mean, they've made a few good movies before they made Detective Pikachu, which I thought was all right. I kind of thought Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu was a bit weird, but yeah. So the actual movie is of course being made by Legendary, and that's basically all we know. They're making a Poppy's Playtime movie with Legendary. Are you guys excited for that, or are you just like meh? Because I'm more towards a meh kind of perspective with this, because I just don't really care. Moving on though, because I want to talk about Inner Violent Nature for a minute. The movie seems so cool and so weird and so experimental and so awesome at the same time. I actually got the chance to interview one of the lead actors in the movie, and that video will be coming out this Friday, just about a week and a half before the film's release. But talking about the channel today, just before I continue what I was saying, I have just released a video with my mate Tatmac. It's talking about Halloween series theories, because of course the TV show for Halloween Cinematic Universe, whatever the hell they're doing with that, is coming out. So go check that out, because we put a lot of effort into making that. There was a bit of a glitch during the recording process, but well, I did find a way around it during editing. So yeah, I still think it's a pretty good video though. Going back to what I was saying though, in a violent nature, it looks so good just because I have the slightest feeling that it could either go really, really well. It's going to be an amazing success of a movie. It's going to make a boatload of money, and they could maybe make it into a franchise. On the other hand, from what I've been told, it seems the movie is very experimental, and it's kind of a you love it or you hate it kind of movie, because apparently there's a lot of things in there which a lot of people won't like. I'm probably going to lean towards the side of I'm going to love it, just because I have a slight bias because I've spoken to some of the people who've made it. But besides from that, I have been excited for this movie since it was announced, just because of the Friday the 13th slasher, where it's told from the killer's perspective. I think that's a really cool concept. I don't know, I just think it will be a great time just to watch in the violent nature. Coming out May 31st. I had to get that in there just to promote the movie a little, because I really, really want to watch it. I was also told that it may be unrated, because at the moment the film sits at an NC-17 rating. So they're probably going to do the old Terrifier 2 treatment and release it unrated in cinemas. Which does kind of mean if they release it unrated in the UK, that doesn't have a rating. So when I walk up to my local Odeon and they say that I can't watch the movie, I'm just going to tell them, the film doesn't have a rating. Take my 15 quid and let me in, because yeah, movies are goddamn expensive now. But yeah, moving on to the next topic that I wanted to talk about in today's video, because Heather Langenkamp is hoping for a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and I'm hoping for a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It's been too long. I just think we need a new one just to reignite that franchise a little. There's not really been anything for it in the last 20 years. I kind of think it's about time that we got something for, not Friday the 13th, a Nightmare on Elm Street related. But yeah, actually talking about what she said though, because Heather Langenkamp, she's really not made it like a secret that she really wants another Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I have not made it a secret either, but no one listens to me. So yeah, I think it is a really good idea for maybe a legacy sequel, do kind of the requel tactic that Halloween and Scream have been doing, but with a Nightmare on Elm Street. And she actually said, in my imagination, I have several legacy sequels happening at the same time. She's a great character. How could you say no? I just need somebody to get that off the ground. I do think there's a lot of great opportunities for me and excellent battles still to come. I mean, yeah, so do I. Every single Nightmare on Elm Street fan is hoping for a new movie. I'm just still kind of iffy, sort of, just because the remake was kind of bad. And I do kind of think that, without Wes Craven here to make it, it just won't feel the same. Moving on, though. Talking about A Quiet Place Day 1, because we did get a new trailer. I am yet to watch it yet. I will probably watch it after the stream, because I'm not sitting here and watching a trailer while I'm streaming. But I was tricked about the Crystal Lake trailer several times by someone there. I'll never forget it. But speaking of Crystal Lake, let's actually talk about one of the things which is on the thumbnail and title of the video. So it's just all over the place at the moment. One day we were told it's going to be cancelled. The next day we're told it's being reworked. The third day we're being told that the writer plus screenwriter, whatever the hell, showrunner, has left the project. It's all over the place. I don't like it. It's all confusing. Hey, Super Nice, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How's your Friday been? But yeah, I'm so scared for Crystal Lake. But, Brian Fuller, who made Hannibal, was going to do it. And I just need a new Friday the 13th project, and we haven't gotten anything in like the last, I want to say 14 years. And yeah, it's just not going well. I'm glad you've been doing good. I'm all right. I'm quite tired. Because I had my first proper final exam of high school today. It was a science exam, and it was actually quite easy, which worries me because that probably means that the marks are going to be ridiculously high to pass on it. But I'm praying, I'm praying I did good. Yeah, Crystal Lake show is very worrying at the moment. It's just scary. I didn't know it was opposing ideas. He just sort of tweeted and said that it was like them going in a different direction, but that is basically opposing ideas, isn't it? I'm also very nervous. Hey Chris, how's it going? I'm doing pretty well today. Thanks for asking. Yep, as I was saying, had my first proper exam of high school today. Pretty simple. Probably means that it's gonna be ridiculous to pass, but either way, I think I did good. I'm praying. Yep, it's just I don't know why, because apparently last year here in the UK the results were abysmal, and one of my friends who not the smartest said that that means that our grade boundaries are going to be lower, but I don't think that's true because I've been told by all my teachers it depends on if the exam is easy. That means the grade boundaries are going to be like 114 to get a pass. Wait, that makes no sense. The maximum mark was 70. Oh, well. My brain's all over the place. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just really worried for Crystal Lake at the moment. So many things to worry about. Exams, Crystal Lake. That's about it. But still, it's very worrying. So yeah. I did see that David Cronenberg's making a new movie, though. What's it called? The Shrouds. Let's see this plot description here. I can't find the plot description in this article. Oh. Forget about it. Yeah, that seems pretty exciting. I do love his movies. Brandon Cronenberg's made a good few movies as well. Infinity Pool, that and Beau is Afraid and Saltburn were probably the three movies that released. Was Infinity Pool last year? I think it was. They released last year that just like were a mix of some weird sex movie and a horror movie. It's just wild. No, I've not seen In a Violent Nature. I'm not even sure if it's releasing in the UK. I have spoken to the guy who plays the killer in the movie. I have an interview with him coming out this Friday. Not this Friday, of course, Friday. Next Friday. The 20th. I had to wait, never mind. 17th. I, for some reason, thought there were 10 days in the week there, but I'm quite stupid. Yeah, I'm very excited for the movie. It's just Friday the 13th told from the perspective of the killer. And apparently it's very experimental. And they're possibly going to release it unrated because it's currently sitting at an NC-17. So that means so much gore. And as a big gore guy, that's awesome. I'm loving the gore in all of the most recent horror movies that have come out. Like, it feels like we're going back to the early 2000s with how much gore is in horror movies at the current time. It's quite fun. I mean, I can't find the early 2000s. I've got like all my DVDs down here and a few over here, but this is mainly Nicolas Cage movies. But I can't see any like early 2000 ones, but I do have some, and they are very gory. Yeah, Terrifier 3 is just going to be utterly insane. It's just... I'm scared for how much gore is going to be in the movie. Because, like, if it's so gory that the last one made people vomit and they're handing out bath bags, what are they going to do with this one? Hand out buckets? They're just going to have Terrifier branded, like, bath buckets and just hand them out to each person in the cinema. Here's the deal, right? $14.99. Get a small popcorn and a large bath bucket for Terrifier 3. I really want to see what Chris Jericho does in the movie though, because I am a pretty big fan of him. He's quite funny. Moving on though to something else. I'm kind of excited for the Strange Chapter 1 as well. I'm really interested at the moment. Because I'm not sure if it will be abysmal or if it will be amazing. Because it currently just looks like a remake of the first one, but, with different actors. Apparently, we're supposed to learn what's her name? Tamra is, though. So, I don't know. Hopefully, we learn who Tamra is, because that'd be interesting. Maybe it's a fourth, stranger who died before. Never know. Maybe she's a ghost. Yeah, I'd buy a Terrifier 3 branded bath bucket immediately. Even though they wouldn't sell them here, they'd sell them in like AMC and all of the cinemas in the US. I would buy one online and just put it in my background just for the sake of it. Just how fun it would be. My only issue with that is that she was in Riverdale, and I've heard that show is abysmal. I haven't watched it, but my sister watched it and she likes it, but she has horrible taste. So, yeah. My sister's the kind of person who enjoys like a slocky, romance movie over like a good movie. Like, I don't just sit here and watch horror movies. I enjoyed Oppenheimer. I enjoy good movies. She's the type of person to watch after or something. Yeah, I don't. I've never watched it, but I just hear it's horrid. First season was okay, then it became about superpowered teens with abs. May need to check it out. No, I'm joking. I'm not watching that. That just sounds horrible. It just sounds like, what was that show called where like they had the Teen Titans, but it was like more mature? Wait, it's just called Titans, isn't it? It's on Netflix. On the show being really weird after like the second season, because for some reason Nightwing went to jail. I don't remember why. I think it just beat up a random cop in the airport. That's all I remember from that show. Nightwing beating up a proper cop and being sent to jail. Average DC movie. But yeah, moving on. CW is awful. I completely agree. I don't think they've ever had good CGI. I mean, I think the only CW show that I slightly enjoyed was the first few seasons of The 100, because the plot of it interested me. But then it just turned into space time travel stuff, and I never understood it. And one of my friends is currently still not watched the last season, so I can't even talk spoilers with him. It's quite irritating. I think the worst CGI in a CW show has to be The Flash. Like, I was a huge fan of the first few seasons of that show. Then it just went from like up here all the way down here, and then it went slightly back up, and then it died again. I was really hoping they'd make like one more episode for like a few. I think it was like in April when the Flash was supposed to actually disappear. I was hoping they'd make another episode for that, but they didn't. I still think Grant Gustin is better than Ezra Miller, though. Always better than Ezra Miller. One of the CW shows involving superheroes is a giant gorilla teleporting in time to try and take out a young Obama. So it's Terminator, but with Obama and gorillas. That's nice. I was going to say something there, but it could be taken as political, and I want not to talk about politics on the channel. But, yeah. I watched Terminator yesterday again, because I saw that they were doing a kill count for it on Dead Meat, and I was like, "Oh, this is a movie I actually enjoy. I should watch it." Oh, that Legends of Tomorrow. I think I've seen some of that. I'm pretty sure it's a spin-off of Arrow. That has like time travel and all the side characters of Arrow basically just got shoved on that show for their own TV show, and then they got cancelled. It's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, what was her name? Like the person. I'm super nice. Have you seen Arrow? Because I'm not too sure if you have like um. I don't want to spoil it because Arrow is the only good CW DC show. It is actually really good up until the last season, which gets a bit weird. But okay, good. So you know how like the Oliver like has an affair, not an affair, but like he cheats on his girlfriend with her sister. I'm pretty sure she's the main character of that time travel show, the bomb one. I can't. Yeah. When they brought the Flash onto Arrow, it's when the CGI hurts it. Yeah, I mean, I loved the actor for the Flash. I thought he was a great job. I loved all the actors on that show, especially Cisco. He was great. But basically everyone else. My soul just left me reading something that was just put in the chat. But yeah, basically everything else in the Flash show was basically horrible. It was just the Flash runs around really fast. He's not running fast enough. He can't save the day. He keeps running. No, I've not seen the Crystal Lake trailer, and I'm not going to look it up because after the reworking and all of that, you're obviously lying to me so that I can act all excited, go on my phone, and then you can laugh at me like the last time. Zibnaz, don't fall for it. It's an evil lie. Okay. I fell for it about what was it, like 2 months ago, and they haven't been the same since. I got so excited for that, and then I was all depressed. But yeah, we're just not going to talk about it. We're just going to ignore that, and that never happened. But I would love to see an actual Crystal Lake trailer because I'm just sort of all over the place with that show. You see, this is the kind of moment where, like, you'd be stood in front of me and, like, you'd say that, and then your fingers would be crossed behind your back. I'm gonna have to watch that when I finish my stream. I'll probably go for, like, another 40 minutes, because I do have to... In fact, no, wait, it's Friday, isn't it? No, stay up late. I've made a promise to myself that I'm not gonna stay up past like 11 on a weekday because I actually want to sleep because I have to wake up really early to get to school at like 8 for my final exam, and then I'm finally done. School's horrible. The only thing that I've enjoyed the last few days at school has been food tech, just because my teacher is very, very funny. Yeah, I love Green Day. I love their early stuff. Their most recent album is amazing. What's it called? Saviors. I specifically like. What's the song in there that's really good? Forgotten the name of it. It's not American Dream is Killing Me. It's not. I'll get back to it later. I can't remember the Green Day song that I really like now. It's quite irritating. But yeah, I have Spotify open on there. I can just go out of the link that I had open and go into my regular playlist and scroll down, and I can hopefully find it. Go down a bit. Go past all the random other stuff. Go past Blink 182. That's too far. Go further up. Still can't find it. That's most of. Here it is. That's it. I can't say the name of it because one-eyed and then word that I can't say on YouTube. Well, one thing that I can say, it is a collab. I've got Takmak in the video. Another thing I can say, my camera was all glitchy during the recording, so there is no like video in it. It's just our logos on screen. And there is a lot of Halloween clips in it, and we also discuss I'll just say this one thing. We discussed the possibility of a Chucky v Jason v Michael, because they're all going to Peacock. Hopefully, we're praying that the Michael show goes to Peacock so that they could all cross over at some point, because that would be awesome. You can even throw Megan in there because she's also owned by Universal and Peacock. Because Peacock is owned by Universal, which is owned by NBC, which is I'm not going over the whole rights thing, but yeah, that's pretty much what you can expect. I'm not going to spoil everything. I've been watching all the Evil Bong movies though. I've gotten to the fourth one and I gave up halfway through. I'm done reviewing all the Evil Bong movies for the rest of my life. I'm not watching another one. Those first three were really funny and actually pretty cool movies. I enjoyed the second one, but the other one's pretty bad. Yeah, I've been hearing stuff about this as well. I've been hearing that Elizabeth Moss said it's really close to starting, that they're getting a lot of good ideas for it. I'm still kind of up in arms about it, because if it's a sequel to the 2021, which I really liked, and I had to watch twice, because the first time I watched it with my mum, and she decided to cover my eyes for half of it for some reason. I know why. It was the bit where she was self-harming, and she didn't want me watching that because I was like 13. But I was like, hey, this movie's a 15, only 2 years. We may as well watch it now. But yeah, it's just such a great movie. Thank you so much. I do try hard with the videos. I'm just trying to pump them out at the moment because, well, I'm trying to like mass record because I have loads of exams and they're all shoved across the same time and I have like no time out of revising. I think the only time that I really have is I have all of Sunday free and I have Friday evenings, but that's when I'm doing my live streams and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, Invisible Man was so good. I'm really excited for Lee when I was Wolfman because the cast for it is insane. But I'm also really excited for Nosferatu from Robert Eggers because having this is just for a joke, but having the guy who played Renfield in another Dracula movie, I'm praying that Nicholas Hoult plays Renfield in this new Nosferatu movie, just because of how funny that'll be. And I think I have Renfield right behind me somewhere. Here we go. It's in the Nicolas Cage collection. And yes, I keep all the Nicolas Cage movies at the top. Safekeeping, guys. Safekeeping. Yeah, Invincible Man was really good. I love watching the behind the scenes as well, just because of like all the visual effects and just really cool like elements that they added into that movie. It's so good, and I just think it is one of the best movies of 2020 in general, like not just horror in general, as in like movies as well. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be as comedic. I doubt it'll be comedic at all. Like, Robert Eggers' last few movies have all been really serious and that, except for The Northman. That was a bit goofy. But I think this one will be really good as well. But yeah, I also saw that Galactus was cast today. I was literally walking to my friend's house because him and I walked to school together. And I opened my phone, I opened Twitter because I was still outside his house waiting for him. And he just literally instantly told me, "Oh, Galactus has been cast." I'm like, "No." I look up the guy. His voice fits it perfectly. His voice is so deep and brooding. It's so good. Yeah, going back to horror, I just had to say, I just had to say that because I felt like it. Hello, Megan. I love dolphins too. They're actually smarter than humans. Well, they're probably smarter than me, but they're also smarter than most humans. But yeah, going back to what I was gonna talk about some more horror news now because I just sort of went off topic there talking about Galactus for some reason. Yeah, they're basically making every horror game into a horror movie now. Like, we're getting a Poppy's Playtime movie, a Bendy and the Ink Machine movie, we're getting other movies that I probably don't know of that haven't been announced yet, but all of these just seem to be capitalizing on the success of the FNAF movie, which, is a good movie if you're a FNAF fan. If you're not, though, it's pretty subpar. Like, I didn't really enjoy it that much. I haven't even actually bought it for my collection yet. I just watched it on Peacock, and then I just was like, all right, cool. Well, I watched it the day after I watched it in cinemas because I, of course, watched it in cinemas on the day it came out because my friend is way too much of a FNAF fan to wait a few days until the cinema isn't packed. But yeah, what I was trying to ask because I wanted to talk about was that news. Here it is. So, everyone's favorite Halloween movie, Halloween Ends. Corey from Halloween Ends, everyone's favorite Halloween character that we definitely don't hate, because he basically was just a rip-off Michael Myers and was completely overpowered for no other reason. Yeah, that guy. Well, his actor's just been cast in a new movie at last. Yeah, it is really good to see him getting roles, especially after all the hate he got after Halloween Ends. I know Mac loves to hate on it, but it's called Violence, which nice. And it is described to be a 80s operatic rock punk thriller, which makes me very excited because there's hopes that they can get a load of 80s bands to make music for it, or they'll at least have 80s rock and metal music in it, which I'm huge fans of. Halloween Ends ended me at this rate. I'm just gonna say it. It wasn't that bad. It's not a good Halloween movie. It's just an alright horror movie. It's not a good Halloween movie, though. If I just... Here it is. If I just grab it over here, it's got a 4-star rating on the DVD. Goes out on a high from NME. I've never heard of them. That's probably why they gave it 4-star on me, but probably just an acronym for something that it's probably well known, but I'm quite stupid, to be honest. Exactly what I always say when it comes to Halloween Ends. Good horror, not a Halloween movie. David Gordon Green was smoking something weird. He was smoking something green. Yeah? But yeah, yeah. Yeah, 2018 and Kills really do set up a great, new trilogy for Halloween, and then I kind of feel like they just sort of lost it when they immediately did a video where they immediately after the success of 2018 announced 2 more movies. So it already tells you Michael went dead. That everything from the last movie is pointless. Unless they're doing Season of the Witch kind of things, it's pointless. Do you still upload videos of songs just out of curiosity? I mean, I want to, but I'm just kind of scared that every video I upload will get copyright claimed or striked, and then I just won't be able to keep them and make my channel get deleted. But I'm hoping to do some like song news and that. It's mainly, if I do, will be focused on metal or rock, just because that's mainly the music I listen to. I think the only time that I've slightly spoken about something music related was when the Exorcist Believers release date was changed because of Taylor Swift's movie. But besides from that, it's just going to be rock and metal. Because I am very much into that kind of music. Yeah, I mean, you can't really see it. It was in my other setup, but I've got an Iron Maiden poster just to the side there. But I can't really move my mic across, the noise will go weird. It's nice. Maybe live your life first, because zombies are like undead humans, so maybe, you know. Music wise, Ann Arbor is such an underrated band. They've responded to me on Insta a couple times, so it's dope. Yeah. I've spoken to a few bands on Instagram as well. Basically, my entire Instagram Reels feed is either horrible things, because that's what Instagram Reels has turned into, or a metal music thing. So I'm just like, that's pretty cool. Let me tell them what I think about it, and then they always get back to me. They're always really kind. It's really nice. Yeah, Magnus going through something. I think they're malfunctioning. Maybe could be something wrong with the internal like wires and that. You know, particularly the control panel. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what's inside the robot. I'm just trying to make a joke because, of course, it's Megan. But yeah, going back to some more horror news. Saw this thing the other day, which is gonna be a new movie from Nick Frost, aka everyone's favorite character is Shaun of the Dead, The World's End, and Hot Fuzz, aka the greatest trilogy of movies ever. If you don't know who Nick Frost is, let me just take one of these out of here. This is Nick Frost. And he is in a new... I almost knocked over my Shaun of the Dead bell from the movie. I bought this in... Oh God, that's all glaring now. There we go. Shoot. Ignore that. Didn't happen. Hello, Tapmac. Welcome to the stream. Our latest collab video came out today. And yes, as Sifrice says, we always miss you. I did watch your most recent video. I know nothing about Jurassic World spin-offs or Jurassic... Is it a Jurassic World or Jurassic Park spin-off, those shows? I've literally got no clue. I've never watched any of them. I've kind of like fall into those people where it's like, if it's like an animated spin-off of like a live action movie that I like a lot, I won't really watch it. I'll see if I can get this back. There we go. All right. I'm just gonna not knock over half of my shelf every time that I record something or stream. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, Nick Frost is in a new horror movie called Black Cab, and it's from Shudder, and I'm really excited for it. But yeah, should we talk about some Scream? Because we got some people in the chat now. I think it's time to talk about Scream, especially since we have Tagmac here as well. So yeah, Scream 7 just seems all over the place all the time at the moment. For one, it's just like we sometimes get some news about it, and it's mainly just Neve Campbell talking about her pay raise, which, you know, is good. I'm glad that she's getting paid. But at the same time, I'm still kind of sad that she's just the only main actress in the movie besides from Courtney Cox, because she is returning, but I do kind of want Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega in the movie. They've grown on me. But yeah. Megan is talking like Yoda. That's an accurate description. That's actually quite funny. But yeah. Scream 7, as I was saying, it just seems all over the place at the moment. I do think that if they just sort of ignore the last two, maybe with this one, they can have Dewey back, which is I really want Dewey back in any way. Just say that he didn't die and he was just sat in his like house for the last like 5 years or something. I don't know. Just I don't like how they killed Dewey. Yeah, I kind of agree with this. I miss the call for Sydney is always number one though. Yeah, they dropped him straight on the floor. I especially hate the fact that they said Amber killed him because as me and Craven Something Scary said in our video that we did together on our first video on Scream 7 theories, it seems like quite unbelievable that Amber killed David Arquette. The same David Arquette that's like twice the height of not twice the height of me, but like one of me and about another half of me. I'm not that short. It's a joke, okay? I am. I'm pretty sure Sippinites is. Are you on the Stu train though? Is the question? Because if not, I have nothing threatening here, so I'm going to use a pen. We may have to do some convincing if you're not on the Stu train. And I'll throw a pen at you or something. I just hit my door. That's great. Yeah, you have to be on the Stu train, or else you're just wrong. Stu is always going to be a character that I need to come back. I mean, Matthew Lillard said he's up for it. The studio is kind of in shambles at the moment, trying to just get excitement for Scream 7. I think the perfect way is to just have Stu in the movie, not tell anyone until the movie's released, and then just have him escape at the end and then start another movie where it's like the police are looking for Stu and then they can have the whole Ghostface cult storyline. Exactly, we gotta have Stu. He's amazing. He's probably my favorite Scream character besides from Sydney and Billy. Said by the man himself, you gotta have a sequel. I'm pretty sure that I made a joke about that in an a really old video, and I spat all over the screen because I was making fun of it, and I ended up just like screaming way too loud. I don't think I ended up uploading it, but I just remember like having to be like, what was I doing in that moment? But few things that I want for Scream 7. Here's what we gotta have: Sydney, Dewey, Gail, Jill, Stu. Imagine Jill and Stu in the same movie. I mean, if they aren't gonna do like a sequel to like a I don't know what's called, not a sequel, but like bring Stu back. If they aren't gonna bring Stu back, they should bring Jill back and do that storyline they were gonna do with her in the first place, because that's just really cool. Does Mark Kincaid die? I don't think. I'm pretty sure that they want him to come back for the new one. Are we talking about like in like the actual movies, or are we talking about like Scream 7? Like, will he die in it? Because I kind of want him to be with Sydney, and I want her to have her happy ending eventually. So like, yeah, in Scream 7, yeah. I'd say no, but I'd say maybe have him like injured very bad, so that like Sydney's like. Once again, I have nothing threatening here. What can I use? I'll use a pen again. She holds up like the knife that was stuck in him. She does like Laurie Strode at the end of Halloween Kills, and she goes, "I'm coming for you, Stu," and then just ends the movie. And I need to stop throwing things though, but I have tried to chip the paint on my wall from how many things that I just throw over there. So yeah. I see so many say he can be the opening, but I want her to be happening then. Exactly. Absolutely exactly. I just think that what's it called? We've got to have Sydney be happy, and we have to have Mark and Ken as a husband. We have to have their kids. But I'm just kind of confused with how they're going, because I heard some people say that they want like teenagers to play her kids, which then is like, how far away in the future is this from 5? Because, you know, she was pushing a stroller in 5. Unless that was like a stroller for a 6-year-old child, I don't know how her kids are going to be like 11 and 14 in this movie. What did he say? Parents, or did he say mom and dad? I for some reason remember him saying my mom and dad are going to be so mad at me, rather than my parents are going to be so mad at me. I'm just going to look up the scene. I'm just going to play it. I feel like I get copyrighted for playing a scene in the live stream that I'm not even actually playing. I'm just playing the audio of. I don't think I can. I think I'll be good. Let me just look this up. Scream. Killer reveal. Now I got to skip to that bit in this. There we go. Skip past. It's further. It's further. It's after. Isn't it after he gets stabbed? Stabbed. It's when he's lying on the Oh, it's not in this video. Oh, well, I can't be bothered, but I'm not going to look up the script for Screams to figure that out. So I'm just going to go with what you said. Peer pressure is one hell of a thing, yeah. Doesn't work on me, thankfully. All of my friends were saying that I should play football with them today, and I just couldn't be bothered, so I just said, nah, walked away. It was straight after an exam, and I was just too tired. I've got to say that. Quite a simple exam. Horrified for the grey boundaries on that, but we're just going to ignore it. Thank you. Yeah, it's really, really cool that sorry to see that chat. It's really cool that I've hit 500 subs now, but I do kind of feel like a lot of people will unsub if I just don't keep uploading, because I was gonna like stop uploading for like a while because of exams, but I think I've kind of recorded enough where like I can still upload consistently and not lose anything. But yeah. What is that from? Is that from another Matthew Lillard project, or is it from something else? I can't remember. I don't get the reference. Apologies, I don't get that one. Thanks for that. Yeah, is that from like one of the Scooby-Doo movies he's in? Because he's in a lot of those. That was Auto, not me. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, yeah, I think that going back to Scream 7, I think Scream 7 is going to be a lot of fun. Like, you have so many amazing characters and actors that are going to be in that movie. But moving on from Scream 7 now, because I've spoken about it for a while, should we talk about Chucky? Because I've finally gotten around to watching the last 2 episodes of season 3. And I really want season 4. Hashtag renewed Chucky. Yeah. What horror movie project has me excited the most? Let me think about that. It's actually a tough question. You always have Saw 11, because Saw X was amazing, and they delayed it to take their time to like properly concoct an amazing thing. I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to say make an amazing concoction, but I said it the wrong way around. Yeah, I think Saw 11, Scream 7, Terrifier 3, The Strangers Chapter 1, or In a Violent Nature. It's going to be one of those 5, and I've got to do it down. So we'll remove The Strangers, just because I feel like that is just the remake of the first one for some reason. We'll remove we'll remove Saw 11 just because, there's still a year for that. We'll take off Terrifier 3 just because I really want to watch that, but those other 2 movies are kind of really exciting. So I'm going to say Scream 7, closely followed up by In a Violent Nature and Terrifier 3. Here's just how I'm seeing it. So Scream 7, number 1, Terrifier 3 and In a Violent Nature tied for number 2. Bottom place has to be Strangers Chapter 1, sadly, just because I feel like it is just sort of looking like a remake of the first one. And then second to last, we have Saw 11, just because I'm a big Saw guy. I've almost finished collecting all the Saw DVDs. Let me just move my chair so I can grab them. Also, I have 2 copies of one of the Saw movies. We'll just ignore it. I've left it there. Alright. I'm just going to show these off quickly. Oh wait, Jigsaw is in the wrong place. That's going to be before 10. So, we got Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5, Saw 6, Saw 3D. I also found a new love for Saw 3D because it has Chester Bennington in it, and I love Linkin Park. Got Jigsaw and Saw X. The only one I am yet to buy is Spiral, but that is now on the way from Amazon. So hopefully I can do a full showcase of all my Saw DVDs soon. Shove those back there, move my chair back. Right. There we go. Yeah. It's Scream 7 for you. Yeah, I think that's definitely still number 1. Scream 7, then Saw 11, then Terrifier 3. Yeah. I do think that's a pretty good ranking there. Terrifier 3 for Megan. Yeah, that is fair, but I'm still like horribly scared for how much gore is going to be in it. I'm a gore fan, but I'm horrified of how much is going to be in the movie. Yeah, I am just. It's kind of like when the news first dropped for Scream 7, I lost excitement for it, but now I'm starting to gain excitement again. So hopefully when we get closer to actually some news and casting and all of that stuff for Crystal Lake, we will actually get more excited again because it will be closer to coming out and it will be good, hopefully. Yeah, I can agree with both of you guys. The hype's not really there anymore. It's just more like sadness because the great showrunner which they got has just gone. Yeah, you and I spoke about this in our video that we did. The alley scene was so much. But as I said earlier, if they offer a deal where you can buy like a medium popcorn and a large bath bucket, which is Terrifier 3 branded, I'm buying that because that's an awesome deal. $14.99. Yeah, but would that be $14.99? Because the buckets would probably be metal, just for like a collector's item. Imagine buying one of those like a collector's item, then the friend that you brought with you actually needs to vomit during the movie, then they just grab it and then throw up in it. And then you can't even use the bucket for a collection item anymore because it's just horrible now. That I'm just not. If I go to Terrifier 3, I'm not taking anyone with. I was never really excited for it. Only I heard it wasn't going to include my boy Jason, but rather it was going to be a prequel about Mrs. Voorhees. I mean, I'm still hopeful because originally the original showrunner did say that they were hoping to go to space at some point if they got like 10 seasons of it, but I mean, I don't think we're going to get that now. I think it's just going to be a prequel. Some people think Adrian King might drop out of Crystal Lake as well, but it's a stretch. Yeah, gotta remember who that is. I always forget names and horrible with names. I accidentally called my friend the wrong name the other day, and they were quite annoyed at me. But yeah, hang on. I remember that name, but it made Adrian King. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, all right, yeah, okay, I get it now. Yeah, I mean, the only this is gonna make me sound really bad, but the only upside for all the bad Crystal Lake news is that I'm currently going through all the Friday the 13th movies for videos, so I get some views on. But that doesn't really make up for the fact that we aren't getting Crystal Lake for probably like 2 more years now. Like it was originally going to be like 2025 when it was going to release. I'm saying late 2070, 2026, early 2077 now because I've got no clue when it's going to come out. Exactly, let's go. The show maybe got cancelled, but at least we got some views out of it. Part 6 is on top. I can agree with that. I do really enjoy Tommy in part 6. Isn't part 7 New Blood? I want to say. Great villain. I wouldn't really call him a villain. I'd more call him the hero, and Jason's the villain. But the movies do kind of become Jason movies in the end. So I guess if you look at it like that, Jason's the hero, and all the main characters are the villains. But it's actually probably how he perceives it as well, because in his eyes, they're all just horny teens who deserve to get killed. That's my least favorite part of the Friday movies. The characters in the early ones, they're just so horny. It's so hard to watch. Yeah, they went to his lake, you know. He just wanted to do some kayaking and they interrupted his fun time, so he shot him in the head with an arrow. It's simple enough. Let this man have his own lake. Bit random, but I just saw an Old Scream 7 post on X, and in the comments, Matthew Lillard just put the ghost emoji. Now I'm getting really hyped. Maybe. But then again, he does this all the time. And he just teases it, and then it never happens. So yeah, take it with a pinch of salt that he's returning. But I'd hope he's returning because I love Matthew Lillard. Friday 09 is good as. And I'm really sorry. Friday 09 is good as mess and is underrated heavy. Yeah, it is heavily underrated. I do think that it is just. I think it is quite a messy movie, as you said, in both terms of gore and also writing. I was hopeful for the sequel though, because apparently the sequel is supposed to like go into Jason's dad and all of that. It would have been the Crystal Lake before Crystal Lake, which we're probably not getting Crystal Lake now. So yeah, kind of sad. Well, you know what I just thought of, which would make a great horror movie? If they made like a horror movie where they have like a load of metal singers like stuck in a room or like in a house and they can't leave, but there's a murderer. Like, just imagine like Spencer from Ice Nine Kills, Jacoby Shaddix from Papa Roach, and a bunch of others just all in one room, just messing around. And then, like, I don't know, the murderer is Ronnie Radke, but then it turns out that he just did it to, like, promote his new song. Probably do that. He'd probably do that. That's the sad thing. Not the sad thing, that's the funny thing. He'd actually probably do that if it was to promote a new song. The scariest Jason to me, he runs and sets traps and hides on roofs, and yeah. he is horrifying. Jason has never really ran before, but what is gonna happen? Like, is he just gonna be bolting like in the new Crystal Lake show? If it's gonna have like a younger Pamela Voorhees, imagine her just like, since she's younger and she can like probably run faster. Imagine just running from just some random lady who you probably just hitched a ride from, and she's just like, yeah, pulls out a knife, just like, what's that for? She's like, oh, nothing. Gets out the car, starts bolting, and then you just turn around and see her chasing you. I've had a small theory that if Stu himself isn't the main killer, Sam Sydney will have a premonition of Stu talking to her. I mean, that wouldn't make much sense. You know, the thing with Sam didn't make much sense. It was just sort of a connection to have her connected to the original. I think it would actually make more sense for Sydney to be hallucinating Billy, since he was her boyfriend. They were dating, and technically, if you think about it, not technically, actually, he cheated on her. He almost killed her, loads of times, because of course he was in the Ghostface and that. But yeah, as Supernice says, Stu wasn't very close. He was more just in the friend group. He never really did anything like significant with Sydney other than trying to kill her and having a party and inviting her to it. Oh, and also letting her and Billy use his parents' room. I guess that was nice. That is true. I'm pretty sure Stu did have a crush on Sid. So, you never know. Maybe she's gonna have a premonition and she's gonna be Stu like, you know, Sid, I always liked you. If you hadn't thrown a TV on my head, we could have dated. You never know. Once I got out of jail, or maybe my parents just paid it all away, we could have dated. We could have got married. Could have protected you from Roman. Yep, he always had a thing for a... Stu would have had a go with anything and everyone. He goes for Tatum, who is probably the most nothing character in the entire Scream franchise, but yeah, I mean, at least he had a girlfriend. Smaller than me. But it's probably because of his height, to be honest. He's tall as anything. But yeah, are there any other horror movies that you guys want to talk about besides Scream? Like, should we do some more Terrifier? Should we do some other stuff? Maybe talk some of the Violent Nature. Maybe talk some Saw. We haven't spoken Saw in a while. I don't think we've really done any Saw this stream. I agree. Tatum's death is ridiculous. It's just a dog door. Honestly, I prefer the Scary Movie version of it. Just because she probably gets stuck in there. In fact, no, she doesn't get stuck in there. She tries going through the door. And she fails. Miserably. But yeah, as I was saying, are there any other horror movies or any just general topics that you guys want to talk about? Because we've mainly covered all the ones which I kind of wanted to do in today's stream, just because, you know, we've done Scream, we've done Terrifier, we've done Crystal Lake. Let me just quickly check out Blood and Disgusting and see if there's any more Crystal Lake news. Maybe another person's dropped out of it. Yes! Okay, that's perfect. Yep. Scary Movie 6 it is. I can agree with that perfectly. As I was actually speaking about at the beginning of the stream, so they are making a new movie which Jordan Peele is producing, which is going to be called Him. It was originally going to be called Goat. And Marlon Wayans is in it. And I was like, oh, this will be good. I love them in Scary Movie. But if they aren't involved in the Scary Movie 6 movie, and like, if it's like a recall on that, I'm just not really interested. I just don't really care. But sure, you got the parody, you got the dumb comedy and the dumb stupid sex jokes and that. What else is there gonna be? Thoughts on the Chucky series? I'd give it a 6 out of 10 myself. No, I have finally watched the most recent 2 episodes of it, just because I was, you know, quite busy revising and editing and recording and stuff. But I finally got around to it, and they are decent. Not a fan of the ending, but I enjoyed it enough because I'm a big Chucky guy. I give it more of like a 7 out of 10, just go somewhere in between. If Melissa Barrera shows up in Scary Movie 6, that would probably be the most F you to Spyglass she could ever do. And it would be amazing. Isn't David Gordon Green? We're not going to look this up just to make sure that it's a joke, because if he is, I'm just not going to watch it. Scary Movie 6, David Gordon Green. I see nothing, thank God. It's fine. We can breathe. He's not going to ruin another franchise. But just quickly before I move on to some other things in the chat. Speaking about things which David Gordon Green has ruined, Mike Flanagan is apparently going to make a new Exorcist movie, which means, yeah, it's going to be no longer ruined. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to love that movie so much. Mike Flanagan is one of, if not the best modern horror directors. He's up there with Jordan Peele, just because of how amazing and just great his movies and TV shows are. If you guys haven't seen Fall of the House of Usher, you have to watch it because it's probably one of my favorite shows that I watch this year. Brad Dourif is iconic. Yeah, it was actually so great to see him back in the most recent Chucky film. No director or writer has been named for Scary Movie 6, but we do know from a report from Deadline the film is being produced by Neil H. Brooks under Miramax, which is now a subsidiary of Paramount. Well, that's fine then. Miramax did make the first few, but I'm not really really interested in a lot of things that Miramax does, especially considering who used to be the owner of that. But I don't think I can say his name. But yeah. Exactly. That's the most horrifying thing I've heard of all day. We've been talking about horror movies. That's the true horror. If David Gordon Green makes another horror franchise bad again, that's gonna be scarier than any movie ever made. What's the correct thing? Yeah, tank type jump scare. Yeah, that is just a true jump scare. If David Gordon Green is announced to be directing a new movie, I jump out my chair, and I disappear for a few days. Rate your top scary movies. Are we talking about Scary Movie the franchise or just in general horror movies? Perfect. Okay, let me quickly grab it. It sounded weird now that I just replay what I just said in my head. Let me grab it. Here it is. Okay, just because I don't like the fifth one, I'm going to ignore it. I'm just going to go from 1 to 4. So, number 1 has to be the original because it is so good, so funny. It could never be made today, but I think that it's probably one of the best comedy films I've ever watched. Number 2, Scary Movie 3. Just because Scary Movie 3 is really, really good. I do think it's kind of underrated. I love the 8 Mile parody in it. I think that's just great. Especially the bit where he puts on his hood. And then basically gets kicked out of the club that she's thrown out of a 2-story window. Quite deserved there. Next, we have Scary Movie 2. A lot of the things that happen in that movie are very, very weird. And then last, we have Scary Movie 4. The ending of that movie is so weird. I'm pretty sure Brenda literally has kids with Jigsaw, Billy the puppet. It's just goofy, and as goofy as Scary Movie is, it's a bit too goofy in my opinion. I completely agree. Scary Movie 1 and 2 are top tier. 3 was the last good one, yeah. I'm pretty sure they're still writing it. They did say they'd probably take a year to write it. I probably expect it to release next year, 2025, though. Around the same time, Thanksgiving time. But if they are taking about a year to write it, they'll probably film it either late 2024, early 2025, edit it, do all the post-production stuff. Then they will, get it released Thanksgiving time. I'm still annoyed about the release date for Terrifier 3, though. Like, I know it's a horror movie. I know they make the most money around Halloween. But it's a Christmas movie. The only reason which I'm slightly happy that it's in October is because there's hope that it can come out on streaming or DVD by then. And I can force my family to sit around the Christmas tree in my living room watching Terrifier 3, and I'll just say, it's a Christmas film. It counts. So, we're gonna watch it, guys. If you throw up, I'll get a bucket. That's a joke, okay? I'm not gonna force my family to watch anything. Didn't they push the date up because of that too? I'm not sure. I think that they actually changed the release date for Terrifier 3 to be earlier. That's gonna be me. On Christmas Day, I'm just gonna come downstairs, hold it in my hands, and I'm gonna go, hello, everyone. You see this? You see the Christmas hat? You see the smiling Santa Claus with a little bit of blood on the cover of it? Just ignore that. This is a fun, family-friendly Christmas movie. It teaches you the values of not to trust creepy men dressed as clowns. And yeah, I think we should watch it. I'm joking. This isn't a think kind of thing. This is not. This isn't a thinking thing. This is a you have to do it now, or I don't know. I have a buddy involved with Thanksgiving too, so I can't speak too much about it. Very interesting. I doubt you can tell me in the private message. But that's it. His buddy is Addison Rae. 100%. Maybe his buddy's Eli Roth. You never know. Maybe it's Patrick Dempsey. Imagine a video where Tap Mac just just opens it and he's sat next to Addison Rae. So guys, are you excited for Thanksgiving too? I have my friend here, Addison Rae, with me. Who do you want to see return in Scream 7? Hello and welcome to the stream. Scream 7, I would say Sydney, Gail, obviously. Maybe Dewey if they're ignoring the last two. Just in general, though, I'd say maybe Stu and Jill. You know, that would be a great, power team there. Hatman needs to do a video of him doing that in a savage dance. That'll be the 2,000 subscriber special. See, not 100,000, then 2,000. Right, here's the deal. We're just going to walk up to random people. Sip and Ice. Okay, I'm talking to you now, right? You and me, we have to make a deal, right? So, anytime we see a person, we're gonna tell them to sub to tag just so that they can get him closer to 100k, so we can see him do that. When I go out on Sunday, I'm just gonna walk up to people and I'm gonna tell them, hey, If you subscribe to this person, he will do a dance at 100,000 subscribers. Get all your friends to do it as well. I love Stu. I even have him tattooed on me, but if he returns, I hope it's more a nod to him than him being alive. I mean, they could even just have him cameo as a different character. Maybe literally have Matthew Lillard return, but have it be Stu's long lost brother. They could even do that, and then they wouldn't mess up the continuity that much. There's been enough secret brothers, sisters, cousins, and all of that in the Scream franchise already. We have Roman. We may as well just give Stu a brother as well. You know, Billy had a secret daughter, so. But like that would actually work because then you can have Matthew Lillard play him, and you can also just say he lived in a different town. He went to like a different school somewhere. I don't know. Maybe he was just busy during the events of Scream. Scream took how long does the events of Scream take? Like I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. Could have just been away. Stu is just too goated. He's just amazing. Stu is probably my favorite character in all of Scream, besides from something else. Yes, you see, I've had to learn this for a friend. It's a joke. So, from watching way too many movies, because that's all I do with my life, I just sit here, study, and watch movies. Basically, what you gotta do is, I actually learned this in How to Get Away with Murder, the TV show. Basically, go watch the first season of that. They actually do teach you how to get away from murder. Simple enough. Be friends with a really good lawyer. Yes, it's confirmed. Daniel Kahn is Art the Clown. Yeah, they were going to use Leslie Macker as a killer. They're also going to have Sam's mum. I don't think they'll really use Sam's mum. I mean, they could actually, and then that could still tie into Scream 6 and 5, and they could just say they're busy. They never get to meet their mum because Sydney murders her. That will put even more of a divide between them if Sydney kills their mum. Oh my god, how would the actual original Scream 7 go if Sam's mum was going to be the killer? Would she just have a mental breakdown and try and murder her own daughters? I mean, I've seen it before in movies, but I mean, you know, you always got to up the ante. People are always searching for something new in a horror movie. Oh, I just realised. Why am I using a glass when I can be using the Stranger Things mug that I got scammed with? I'll explain the story now. Hang on. So, if you're not in the UK, I doubt any of you guys will know what HMV is unless you're TacMac, because he probably knows what HMV is. So they sell mystery boxes. I was like, this looks interesting. Maybe I'll buy one. They're £15, which is like 17, 18 pounds in the US, something $8 in the US, something like that. It's supposed to have about 30 quid's worth of stuff in it. I buy one with my friend. We open it up. After doing all the load of research on all the stuff that we got, it turns to about £42. If we sold it right there and then people will be willing to buy it. But you want to know what was in it? This, which is literally a bit of paper with a Game of Thrones thing on it. This mug, which I'm using right now for my water. Because I don't drink tea or coffee. I occasionally put a Monster in it, but that's when I'm tired. And a friend's pencil case, which I gave to my friend to give to his mum, because she liked Friends, and Animal Crossing pin badges. None of which I'm going to use, so I gave them to a different one of my friends. So yeah, I'm down about 15 quid because I was dumb and decided to buy a mystery box from HMV. Which is where I get all my DVDs, by the way. I really hope that they make like a DVD mystery box in HMV, because I'd actually buy that. It would probably be good. Which Ghostface mask do you have in the back? It's just a basic Scream 1 Ghostface mask. I don't know, I bought it at Comic-Con, so I'm not sure exactly what one it is, but it's from Comic-Con, so yeah. Oh, this is also from Comic-Con. I have no idea where you can get it from, but yeah, I've got it from Comic-Con as well. Anytime I go to Comic-Con, I end up spending about, I'm not going to say how much I spend, but I spend too much money on random stuff is basically what I'm saying. And my friend wants me to go with him in July, so I'm going to end up spending an ungodly amount on something, I can already tell. I think the last time that I went, I ended up buying 2 t-shirts. I also bought a South Park shirt that I wear way too much because it annoys my dad because it had a swear word on it. And he thinks I shouldn't wear a shirt that has a swear word on it. So I wear it a lot just to annoy him. But yeah. This is from Comic-Con though. Where is the next Comic-Con? I think it's in like July for the UK. I think it's July 5th to the 7th. Yeah, I think that's actually it, exactly, because the 1st is a Monday. I know that because it's my birthday and it's my prom date. Yeah, I have to go to prom on my birthday. That's gonna be fun. But yeah, Comic-Con London, July 2024. Who's gonna be there? Maybe I should vlog it. I should do a vlog of Comic-Con. Let's see this. Yep. Friday 5th of July to the 7th of July on the Sunday. Who is going is my question. Thank you. Once like with the thing which I did where I did the video for 500 subs, I will be making another dumb celebration video for that. So yeah, I moved things around. I've got shelves now, and I've got a load of places where I'm storing my DVDs. I've got a load of other stuff on them as well. But yeah, I just moved stuff around basically, and I bought some shelves. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, these shelves were painful to build. I'm just saying, like, I put all this stuff up just for the sake of having some shelves because I want to put stuff in the background. It took me 3 hours to build this one, and 4 hours to build this one. Because I was on call with my friend while I did it, and he just kept making fun of me. Because every time that I would like get one of the actual like layers on, and I'd put it up to put the next bit on, it'd fall apart. And then some choice words escaped my mouth during those about 5.5 hours that I spent on these, but still. Worth it. It looks good. That's all that matters. There's really nothing on the shelves though except for DVDs, my VHS copy of Star Wars, the first trilogy, and the Gremlin figure. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to collect more stuff to put in the background, and also just because in general I like collecting things. But there's just certain things that I want to get for the background, which I have no idea where to put. But I for some reason really want to get a life-size Chucky doll, but I have no idea where that will go. It's also like £1,000 that I don't think I want to spend £1,000 on a Chucky doll where I have no idea where it's going to go, because that's just quite stupid in my opinion. I am going to get a Michael Myers mask to sit here next to the Ghostface one though, because you know, the moment I said it, yep, I'm getting one. Okay, I just have to. I got shelves up at last. The Michael Myers mask is coming at some point. If they're selling one at the Comic-Con I'm going to, I'll buy like a mannequin head off Amazon. I'll shove it on here. Or I'll put it over here. I don't really have anything to put here besides the short. I think which I never showed this off. This is a Shaun of the Dead film stuff. I hold up to the light, you can actually see it a little. I've also got this at Comic Con. I have a smaller Chucky doll. Looked at full size good dolls. They're £500. Not sure I want to spend that on a doll. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to get a Billy the Puppet. It was all for a joke. Because my math teacher was horrified and sore. But I saw that it was like £750, and I was just like, nope. I wonder. I wonder if Typemac has a Michael Myers mask. I wonder what it is. Could it perhaps be no, it can't be his profile picture. It's his name. Yeah, I've got no clue what it is that like makes you think he has a Michael Myers mask. I thought he had a Ghostface mask. Jason mask. Yeah, thanks for sitting here, chatting some horror with us. Have a good evening. That's what it is. Yeah. Nah, not the profile picture. Yeah, I was thinking about having a similar profile picture, but with me wearing this. But then I realized that just looked weird because, like, not all my content is Scream related. Like, at least with Tapmac, like, half of his content is entirely Halloween or Scream related. But, like, with me, it's just I pick a random movie that I watch and I review it. I've got a review for Arcadian coming out soon. You know, that new Nicolas Cage movie. I watched it because it has Nicolas Cage in it. It was quite boring, but besides from that, it was all right. I just once again, I only liked it because of Nicolas Cage in it. He doesn't really do the overacting in that movie though. It's just a bit weird. Yeah, thanks for joining us and talking in the chat. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon as well, just because it is like 9:30, and I have one more Evil Bong movie to watch until I'm not one. I've got half of the fourth Evil Bong movie to watch, but yes, long legs. I really want to see, like kind of a mix of like Logan and Ghost Rider kind of acting shoved into one. But Nick Cage, the long legs, raised a serial killer. I think it'll be great. And yeah, that's probably going to be it for this live stream. Thank you all for coming out and just talking some horror with me. It has been a great time. I love doing these things, just talking horror with everyone. Occasionally, I just say a bunch of random things. But besides from that, it is usually a great time. Once again, thank you for coming out and joining the stream. Bye-bye.